Against my better judgment, I joined TikTok. Now, I've been seeing this, I don't know if you'd call it a trend or an infestation or just a part of the platform, but there's these accounts that will always do live videos. It'll be 24/7. All they do is just swap out the person that's hosting the program. I say program, you know. But I'm trying to think of how I can explain this. So basically, you guys know that I love crystals. I have so many videos that I intend to edit that I've filmed that involve crystals. But there's these people on TikTok who they'll, if you can picture it, they'll be sitting in, of course I'll be showing video too, but they'll have this big, almost like a tumbler almost. It'll like shuffle things around and they'll have like little like pellets in there and then there's like crystals in there. And they'll like scoop it out and, you know, like you order a scoop and then it's like, you know, kind of like a random mystery bag. And I bought one. Big surprise. But the account that I ordered from was Highland Crystal. I just end up watching them quite a bit. When I say quite a bit, I mean like, you know, maybe like a couple minutes at a time on TikTok, like whenever I'm on the app. Because they'll always come up. Because TikTok knows that I'll stay and watch them for a couple minutes if they're on. So, yes, I ordered from them. I felt pretty good about this. There are quite a few people who aren't a fan, and that's totally fine. I'm kind of neutral, leaning more toward I like them. A lot of people online were very concerned with, are these crystals real? You know, like, what's the catch here? You know, you get this big scoop of like giant crystals for like a good deal. Like, what's the catch? And they're also concerned about like, you know, scratching and stuff because they definitely rub against each other even though there are those little pellets there. And I'm gonna get to that. But here's my box with everything that I got inside. Almost everything. There is one thing that I set aside because we'll get to that. But I'll pull it out. It was my first time ordering for them and I didn't know like if it was going to turn out well for me. So I screen recorded everything just so that I could like have like a record of what I got and like make sure that everything was in there. Unfortunately, my screen recording was kind of being stupid and I didn't know if it would save. So I was like frantically getting screenshots. So the screen recording looks bad, but I'm going to put it in the video anyway, just so you can see what I saw when I saw these crystals first.
So yeah, and we will have a lot of Halloween items like before Halloween, but then I guess we will start the Christmas items. Guys, what would you like to have in our Christmas theme? Which objects would you like us to find for you? Big green jade and one black jade eggs and chrysocolla sphere. Let's think together which objects would be nice to have in crystal shop for the Christmas. Then two carnelian flames, two beautiful carnelian flames, a labradorite and ruby andesite, and two lemon jade hearts. Then you have a red jasper tulip, 3 towers, ocean jasper, holite, and sunstone. Reindeer bells, angels. We have angels. We will definitely have them before Christmas. Some free fours, reindeer and Santa. By the way, we already have Santa and snowman. There is a little bear for you and 2 bracelets.
Now, I think the camera angle that they use is like, there's something about it that makes the crystals look bigger than they are. Now, I was rewatching the video and just kind of like mentally comparing like the size of what I got to what it looks like in the basket. And it's not a huge difference, but I noticed that like when, like with the sphere for example, when it's in the basket, it looks pretty darn big, and then when she picks it up, for some reason it just looks a lot smaller in her hand. And it was very weird, but I am quite happy with what I got, so let's get into it. I also forgot to mention the packaging since I unwrapped everything before I started filming, but everything was wrapped individually. They used a shit ton of bubble wrap, and they very much put effort into packaging. Like, anything that was scuffed or chipped definitely happened before it came to me, except for the incident with the tip, because I'm an idiot who doesn't know how to take glue off of a tip. So there were a couple freebies that they threw in the basket. I say as I make all sort of noise. So I got 2 scoops. These bracelets were part of the freebies, as well as this little panda guy. It's a carved obsidian. I love his little butt. He's so cute. And then this tower is also something that they threw in the basket as a freebie. I don't know how to feel about this tower. I cannot identify it. I don't think it's real. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Everything else I got, it has like the texture, the feel of a real stone, and it's something that I can identify. But this, it's like, it's almost like Himalayan salt, but it doesn't look like it. I am gonna show like close-up videos of everything, but it's weird to me. It's kind of pretty. It's a tiny bit scratched up, but that's because it feels like a material that's like a lot softer. Here's that tower that I was a little sketched out by. It has an interesting texture to it. I don't really know what to make of it. If you know what it is, please let me know. I don't particularly think it's anything that I would recognize as a crystal or a mineral or a gemstone. It's kind of cute, like, it's a neat texture, but I don't know, I don't trust it. But, I don't know, I am a little weirded out by that. But, these bracelets are, one is carnelian, it's got some very pretty banding. And this, it's probably some sort of an agate. I think they dyed it pink. But I really love these little inclusions. Like, you can see on camera how it's like dark in parts. There's like these really fun inclusions in there, and it's fun. I like it. I'm all about inclusions. So here's a closer look at this bracelet. Now, there's a lot of inclusions in there, and I don't want to call it dendritic, but this one does kind of look a little bit dendritic. Either way, it's pretty cool and I like it. The carnelian is also very pretty. There's some nice banding. It's a nice juicy orange. My little panda. Little cheeks. He's a cutie. And then, part of the reason why I ordered that particular night, like, I had been thinking about ordering for a long time. I always figured, like, I'm gonna order from them eventually. And what I'll do is I'll kind of, like, watch, you know, how the scoops are going each particular night, and just kind of see, do they have fun stuff in the tumbler? Is it gonna be worth it? What are the freebies like? Now, on this particular night, you guys know I'm a slut for Labradorite. They had a lot of Labradorite hearts, and I wasn't sure if it was a freebie or if it was just like something that a lot of people were getting in their scoops. I genuinely don't remember which way, but I got my Labradorite heart, and it's very flashy on both sides. Look at that. There is a chip in the side, but it's so flashy that I'll forgive them. There are a couple pieces that are roughed up, and I'll show you guys. But I will say, going into this, I was trying to be realistic about it, because I was thinking, like, you know, these probably aren't the highest quality of pieces. They do look real. I have every reason to believe that most of them are real. But I was thinking, okay, they're probably selling these for relatively cheap in bulk, because they're not the greatest quality of pieces. They're just maybe something wrong with them, but it's kind of like perfectly imperfect. Some of these there isn't anything wrong with them, but here's that stunning flash on the Labradorite. That baby is almost 100% flash. I love it. There is that chip on the side, but it's so flashy and so pretty. I can't be mad. Ooh, let's check out this egg. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It looks familiar to me, and it's the white part is very sparkly and it's really pretty, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they said it was jade. It could be some kind of jade, but I'm not totally 100%. Then there was this little flower. I think it's some sort of like a jasper. It's cute. Here's another egg. I'm not 100% on what it is, but it's definitely some kind of stone. Now there are these two green hearts. They are different materials. This one is like, it's so cool. I've never quite seen anything like it, but it's like just similar enough to what I am familiar with. I don't know, it's really fascinating. And this guy I think might be Apito. It's this nice little green heart. Nothing wrong with either of those, by the way. They're not roughed up. What the heck? Oh! This little green aventurine. That's the smallest piece by far that I got. I'm trying to go in order of like what I was least to most excited about. This is Howlite Tower. Now, everything that had a point to it, except for the hearts, but the towers and you'll see later the flames, they had a little bit of glue on the tip to keep it protected. I appreciate that, but you have to be super careful when you take those off, and I learned that the hard way. Now this one's totally fine. The tip came off nice. It's a good piece of howlite. It's not roughed up or anything. This is a moss agate tower. It's very cute. It's kind of chunky. I think there's still a little bit of glue left on the tip, that's why I'm like fussing with it. But it is a nice little piece. There's another little carnelian. It's very pretty. This one, when I opened this, I was so excited because I wasn't expecting something this pretty. But it's Botswana agate, and it's got a really nice pink spot to it, but then it's also got the like little banding on it. It's so pretty in person. I love it. Here's the giant sphere. I say giant. It is pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. This thing's dense. But I'm not 100% sure what it is. I have reason to believe that it's mostly quartz. I think I want to put it in like a thing of water just to see if any dye starts to come out of it. because I don't particularly think that the green is natural. I don't really mind it. Like, I have plenty of stones that are either man-made or kind of tampered with, like heat treated or whatever, and they can be very pretty. I like this. I like the little, like these little spots are metallic. It's like hematite. And it's really cool. And also there's a little druzy pocket as well. I'm gonna have to get out my phone camera to show that, but now I believe they said it was chrysocolla. Now I've seen chrysocolla that's mixed in with quartz, like this could be. I've also seen it look where it's kind of like splotchy, almost like this. I'm not gonna say, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning toward it might be dyed, but there are a couple small patches on here that really do look like chrysocolla. They're very small patches, and I will show like a close-up video of that. But I'm not mad. Now you can see these little bits here. They actually do genuinely remind me of chrysocolla. And there's, let me find the others. There's other bits like that on the sphere that do remind me of chrysocolla. But I'm not 100% sure. There's also that sparkly patch in the middle, which is kind of cool. That part might just be whatever they use to polish it, but it's still cool. This looks very weird with the flash on, but these black patches are hematite. It is a cool sphere, I like it. Okay, now I'm gonna get to one of the things that I was the most excited about when she scooped my order. By the way, the host, her name was Anya. I like her, she's fun. But there were not one but two carnelian flames that she scooped out for me. Here's the little guy. Now, I think that these are severely heat treated to get to be this deep. Now, like I said, I don't have a problem with heat treated crystals, but that does make them more fragile. And this one does have some chipping. There's a chip on the side that I'll show up closer. There's a chip on the top and the tip, but I think when I took the glue off of the top of this one, that's when like the top part of it chipped, but the rest of it definitely came chipped. But there is some really pretty banding on it along the side. It is a cute little guy. Now the other one, I was super excited because these are like, I didn't have any flames before, and I was like, oh, these are gonna be so cute. Now the other one is much bigger. This is the one that I had set aside, but I grabbed it. It's a really nice piece. It's dense. And it wasn't roughed up, but when I took the glue off of it, I wasn't careful and it did chip off. So I glued it back on. I think it'll end up looking okay. But I was so sad because that one was definitely on me. The other parts that have, you know, scratches and stuff are just not my fault, but this one I'm like, oh, it could have been really nice. But it is a nice piece. I like it a lot. You do have to be careful when you take the glue off of the tips of these, because it's a very hard material and it's stuck on there good. the thing that I would recommend to do is if you have like candle burning or something. By the way, the thing that fell over was not the flame when I set it down. It's the thing that I set it down next to, and it's not a crystal, and it's going to be okay. But I would recommend, like, if you have like a candle burning, to like hold it up to the flame. Not to light it on fire, obviously, but like just close enough where it'll start to heat up. And let it heat up for a couple moments, and like wait for it to soften, and then when it's softer you can peel it off much easier. I do appreciate that they protect the tips, but I'm kind of a maniac and I was just like ripping it off. I tried to hold up a little bit to the flame, but I didn't have a candle burning, so I was just like holding a lighter for like, 10 seconds, and it wasn't enough. But anyways, I'm down to the last 3 things. Now this one, the edges are a little scuffed up, but I'm okay with that. When I saw this, when I unwrapped this, it was confirmation for me that this stuff is, for the most part, real. This is ruby and zoisite, little heart. It doesn't have a ton of ruby in it, but the thing that I knocked over earlier, my handy dandy little blacklight, you can see that the ruby glows under the blacklight, which means that it is real ruby, because that's what ruby does. I was very excited about it. The faces of this are so smooth, which I kind of think makes up for the fact that the edges are scuffed. And also I was just very excited about the ruby, and it's a nice piece. So this piece, I was so excited about this. I got cut off in the middle of this one, but this is smoky quartz. And it has a nice little rainbow. There it is. This is another one of my favorites. My camera kicked me off just when I was getting excited about my favorite piece. It's Lego. So I don't know how much of this my camera captured, because it only likes to record up to a certain amount of time on video before it's like, okay, new file. But totally shut down. But this is agate, but it's not just agate. It has a special little patch right here and right here on the back that is dendrite. So it's dendritic agate. It does have some really fun pattern on it too. So I have got to get a really close up on my phone of this just so you can see how gorgeous it is. Dendrite is basically like fossilized plant matter. It's really easy to spot once you know what it looks like, and it's so beautiful. It's like, holy shit. So this big beefy dendritic agate is a super win for me. So overall, as you can tell, I was pretty happy. There's pros and there's cons, and I've shown you guys all that. But overall, I am happy with what I got. They are not a scam. It's entirely up to your discretion whether you think they're worth it or not, which totally understand if you don't want a 50-50 chance of your crystals being scratched up. I get it, but unfortunately I suffer from quantity over quality disease, and I love shiny things disease, so it just hits all the right notes in my brain, and I love a good mystery box. I love a good random chance. It's like made for me. And I don't regret it. In fact, you guys are gonna think I'm stupid, but I did order again. It was just a couple nights ago, so I don't have the package yet, but from what I saw on the video, it looks even cooler than these two scoops. I have another 2 scoops coming. Now this package, they sent it out right away. Like the next day, it was like, okay, got a tracking number, it's shipped. Same thing with the second time around. But it took about 3 weeks to get to me, which I pretty much figured. It is coming from China. And I figured it would take like about a month or so. So 3 weeks, I was like, cool. This seems about right. So you do have to be patient. Another thing about it coming from China that I wasn't really fazed by, because a lot of crystals come from China. A lot of them are mined in China. You know, they probably do have easy access to this kind of stuff. And that's another reason why they could probably be selling this for a decent price. Now, per scoop, it's $55.99. I, personally, with what I got, the size of everything, the quality, I don't think I would pay more than that for a scoop. But I'm not mad that I did. There are some decent pieces in here. I was happy enough to order again. So, overall, that's my honest thoughts on Highland Crystal. I have not ordered from any of the other places that do this. I know Highland has 1 or 2 other accounts that they do this on. I know that they have like Highland Select, where you can like, they don't have the tumbler running, but there's just like a bunch of like really pretty statement pieces in it, and it's like, oh, if you order, you get to choose a nice piece of your own, and then like, you know, we'll throw in the rest of like random stuff, which I like that. Maybe someday I'll order from Select, but the other accounts that I've seen, I don't watch enough of them to really just kind of be like familiar with the way that they do it, and like, because I was definitely watching for a while before I ordered, just to kind of see like, you know, like what their scoops were like. Would it be worth it, you know? Am I seeing stuff that looks like a red flag, like it might not be real? And I was also like looking at like other people's review videos of like, you know, unboxing stuff that they've ordered from them. And I determined that it seemed like it would be worth it. And it was. So, yeah. I don't really watch the others enough. I don't really care. I like Highland. They seem familiar enough to me, where it's just kind of like a chill, like, oh, you know, let's watch some rocks for a couple minutes, you know. And their hosts they seem very nice. I like them. Like I said, Anya, I keep forgetting because they have 2 hosts with very similar names, Anya and Arya. I like Arya because she's got like glasses and like a really cool voice. She seems cool. But I ordered from Anya. Anya's the one with the pink hair. And Marsha is the one who did my second round of scoops, which I cannot wait to unbox. I cannot wait to get them. I'm not going to put the video in just yet, but I'm very excited. I hope I'm not going to jinx myself. But they didn't let me down the first time. I'm hoping the second time around will also be very good. So, overall, I am happy. You're definitely going to get another video when the other one comes in. I wouldn't put it past myself to just completely not edit this one until the next package comes in, just because I like to procrastinate and I don't very much care for editing. So I don't do it very often, so then I don't put my videos out like I want to. So then I have like 4 or 5 videos on my terabyte drive just sitting there. Like, you gonna do something with me or what? So like, don't be surprised if I wait so long to edit this that the other one just straight up comes in the mail. Yeah. So if this video is twice as long as what I've just recorded now, you'll know executive dysfunction is still getting the better of me. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. But that's about all for now. I'm recording this at the tail end of November of 2022. I feel like I have to specify that just to kind of like keep an eye on my executive dysfunction. Because if this shows up like springtime of next year, you'll know I haven't changed. But that's about all for now. I love my crystals. I will keep collecting them. And you'll probably see more crystal videos whether you like it or not. I do have ideas for other content. I haven't gotten around to make those yet. Plus, content like this is very easy to make, whereas other content that I've been thinking about requires a lot of sitting down and writing and research and organization. And when you have executive dysfunction, as bad as I do, it's not super easy. It's super easy to think about doing it, but actually doing it, it's like, I don't feel like it. So, we'll see. I think that's about all for now, so see you next time I decide to edit another video.